everyone! So today I'm going to be showing you how I apply lipstick and do a little lip shaping, just kind of enhancing the shape of my lips. And I'm going to show you how I do it basically. I will be using liquid lipstick for this tutorial. You can of course use bullet lipstick and apply it the same way I'm applying this. It's just I get the most questions with liquid lipstick because I feel like it's way more difficult to work with than bullet lipstick or lip liners and things like that. So I'm going to show you how I apply my lipstick and some tips on how I get my lines straight and get my lip shape. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. Let's zoom you, oh Lord, zoom you in hopefully. And my monitor, the cord, the input, something broke on it and now I can't use my monitor. So I'm using my phone. Here we go. Hopefully this works out. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is, well, I already did it, but this is my number one tip to getting a sharp line when applying liquid lipstick is to give your mustache a little shave and your little goatee area a little shave or soul patch. That's what it is right here. A little soul patch. Give it a little shave. You may be saying, "Ghoul, I wax, so I don't have to worry about it." You are already a step ahead if you're in that department, but you might be like, "Ghoul, I just have little baby blonde hairs that aren't bothering anyone." And that's what I have as well. I have the little baby blonde hairs. And let me tell you, that's almost worse, especially once you start getting towards the lip line. And definitely if you're gonna try overlining your lips, if you're wanting to give that a try. Once you get into those little baby itty bitty prickly hairs, that's where you can just really see it, especially right here. You can just see them, they just stick out, and then you get these little, like you can't get that clean, crisp line, or it's more difficult to. So I'd highly recommend shaving it, and some people might be like, well, it's gonna grow back darker and thicker, don't do that. But you can Google it. It's a myth that's been out there forever, or at least mine hasn't. And I've been shaving areas of my face for years just because I like a smooth canvas. But hey, everyone's different, so do what you want. Facial hair is nothing to be ashamed of, by the way. We all have it. It's just different for everybody. So a nice smooth canvas, no matter where you're at, is ideal, at least in my experience. I do have lip fillers if it's not obvious already, so you don't have to clock me and be like, "Oh my god, lip fillers." Fully aware. There's no secret. I'm not trying to keep it from anybody. I have lip fillers and they currently are starting to go down quite a bit. So I do need to get them touched up eventually. I'm just waiting for them to go down a little bit more before I do. But I really like a pouty type of look. And as my lip fillers start to go away, I definitely get less of the pouty look because my natural lips are very, 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 very thin. So as they start going down, I do use lipstick to kind of plump them back up just to give that illusion. So this might help you if you're wanting to plump your lips up a little bit or make them look a little fuller. All right, I'm gonna be using the Lime Crime Velveteen, which is their liquid lipstick in the shade Black Velvet. I'm gonna be using a black lipstick because it is super pigmented, and I feel like the darker the lipstick, the more room for errors. With lighter lipsticks and nude lipsticks, it is much easier to kind of hide imperfections. With the darker lipsticks, every imperfection sticks out like a sore thumb. So I'm gonna go all in with the darkest lipstick I can find. And this happens to be my favorite color of lipstick in general, but it is the most difficult to work with. Besides black lipstick and I would say a fuchsia red are the hardest to work with because fuchsia reds are typically a little bit thinner and do stain a little bit. So that's I don't know why I threw that out there, but now you know. Okay. And you can use any liquid lipstick, any favorite brand or anything that you like. This Lime Crime one is just my favorite because I really like the formulation. It's really the only one I have found that you can really layer up. It goes on thin, but you can layer it and you can reapply it and it doesn't get chunky and it doesn't peel off. It's one of the few, if not the only one that I found that doesn't get weird when you reapply. So you're gonna need a liquid lipstick and a lip brush. And this one has a little hair on it, which is my life. So here I have a lip brush. I have two here. They look very different. I use both of these and they both work really well. This one here is more of a flatter style and a little bit wider. And then this one here is just like a little baby looking one. It's not quite as thin or flat, but it is like a little bit more dense and smaller. I'm gonna be using this one because it is smaller. I like to get in there with the details. And it also has kind of a point to it. I will link a lip brush down in the description box for you if you are looking for one. I'm gonna try to find something similar if I can't find this exact one. So the lip brush is my secret weapon to getting not only a crisp line, but also in shaping the lip. Thing is about filming these kinds of things is I feel like I could do this in my sleep. I do it so much. I wear so much liquid lipstick, but the second I get on camera to do it, I'm so nervous and I can't do it and I don't remember what I'm doing or what I normally do. It's the weirdest thing, but we're gonna get into it. So next, before I start applying my lipstick, I'm going to look at my lip shape, or I would encourage you to look at your lip shape, not mine because you're doing your lips, but look at your lip shape and either accentuate your natural lip shape, or you can try out a new lip shape if you want to try something more pointy, or if you want to try something more rounded, or if you don't want a point in the center like a heart, like you don't want that point and you want it more straight across, you can play around with that. For me, I definitely want it fuller in the center, and I also like more of a round, like I just like to accentuate the heart shape that I already have going on. I'm gonna go in with my lip brush, kind of just get a little bit of that product off of the wand of the liquid lipstick, just take some of that product. And what I do is, if you can see where, I'm not trying to flip you off. So what I do is I go in with my natural lip shape. So what I do is I start in the center, like at the point, and I kind of just start doing it. So I get the shape down that I'm wanting. So I want more of a rounded shape, more of a heart shape where it's like a little point. And I'm going ever so slightly above my lip line. Then I'm gonna go in, my lips look very pale right now, so it's really hard to see, but I'm gonna go in basically with this next round that I dipped in, and I'm gonna start once again at the point in the center and just go barely outside of the lip line. Once again, that's optional. If you want to stay within your lip line, do that. And I would just go slightly, ever so slightly below the lip line and just let the product kind of push up to the lip line a little bit. And then you are overlining. I just start right on the lip line and then letting the product kind of push outside of the lip line a little bit. So to finish the top lip, same thing. I follow the natural shape of my lip. For me, this is the most important part if you are overlining your lips, because the one thing I think that makes it the most obvious when overlining the lips is if you go too far outside of the lines when you start getting down here to the tapered area. So from here, I'm gonna go to where we left off on the Cupid's bow, and I'm gonna look at the natural taper of my lips. By the time I get closer to the outer corner, I'm not even gonna wanna be outside of the lip line. I'm gonna wanna be within the lip line. So I'm gonna go kinda in where we left off, and tapered down once I got to about this little corner area, like kind of like where the V is. Like if you see there's a V here, like V right there. That's where by the time I get to that V, I am in the lines of my own lips. And I'm gonna do the same thing, kind of just go in and accentuate what I have. So I'm gonna start in the, like where we kind of left off. I'm gonna kind of just follow the natural lip line first. So I'm really just connecting, I don't know if you can see this side as well, connecting this in the Cupid's bow to the outer corner and following the natural lip line. So you can see it doesn't look good right now because I went ahead in the last one and cleaned it up by habit and by accident. So this is kind of what it ends up looking like when I connect Cupid's bow to the outer corner. This is usually what it ends up like. And you're like, oh, that doesn't look good at all. And it looks nothing like this. I go in with a little more product and I go and I clean it up. So I'm gonna start back up at the Cupid's bow and I can see what I want, what I'm not liking, and what I want. So what I'm not liking is this, first of all, this weird blend isn't working for me. But second of all, this side's round and nice and like has this really nice shape. Where this side's kind of like, it goes like this, then it kind of has this weird thing going on here. Like I just need to even it out and round it out a little bit more. This is why I just went slightly over the natural lip line, because you can always overline a little bit more when you go to even it out and just kind of go a little bit even more outside of the lip line. But if you already go way outside of the lip line and you have to fix that, now you're gonna have to add more product over it, so then it just starts looking way too obvious. This is my natural lip shape here, pretty much, except for this weird thing. I don't know what happened here. But this is pretty much my natural lip shape. So I'm wanting it a little bit more round, a little bit fuller in the center. I want it less straight across. I want this to kind of come up a little bit more. So I'm gonna go in and round that out. Add it a little, honey. And see, so here, where that's all messed up, take a little more product and round that out. And in case you're wondering, this can definitely very easily become a liquid eyeliner situation where you start being like, oh, I'm just gonna add a little more, and then a little more, and then a little more. And then, you know, with liquid eyeliner, before you know it, your whole eye is a wing. And with lips, it can definitely happen the same way if you get a little excited and all of a sudden your upper lip is up to your nostrils and you don't know how that happened. No. So you have to know when to stop, when to call it. I'm not so good at that, but once you've done it enough times and practice different shapes and what you like, I feel like it becomes second nature and it gets easier. I'm just gonna go in and touch a little bit. Let's see. What's going on here? Definitely be aware of any blemishes you have on your lips too, because that can definitely accentuate what's happening here or cause a little bumpy road with liquid lipstick. I have one right here, right at that point, and it's almost giving the illusion of a point on my lip, and it's not. It's a zit is what it is. Okay. Also, side note, my lips are totally trashed right now. They are drier than a ball sack. Not that ball sacks are dry, but if ball sacks were dry, that's what they would look like. They would look like my lips. Okay, wrinkly, dry ball sack. Okay, anyways, sorry kids if you're out there. So now that we have the outline of the upper lip pretty much done, it may not be perfect. I'm not gonna touch it though and get too excited about it until I finish my lower lip and get everything filled in. Then I can go back in and even it out even more if I want to or need to. But for now, I'm gonna let this go because no matter what way we slice it, this is gonna look weird because it's not filled in. So then I'm gonna go into the lower lip. And how you approach the lower lip, in my opinion, overlining your lower lip is really gonna depend on the kind of lower lip you have. If your lower lip is more like this, where you can see your line when you're looking straight ahead, and you're not gonna wanna overline too much because it's gonna be really obvious. You can probably overline to the extent I did my upper lip if your lower lip is just a little bit, if you can see the line of your lower lip, you can go outside a little bit and you should be fine. But if you have a poutier lower lip where it kinda hangs over a little bit to where you don't see the lower, like if you're looking straight on at somebody, you don't see that line, then you can go outside of the line quite a bit and it won't be noticeable at all, and I'll show you how. Since mine dangles over a little bit, I'm gonna start once again on the lower lip, no matter what, if you're overlining or if you're not overlining, I'm gonna start at the center part of the lower lip, and I like to really overline the lower lip, and it's gonna look crazy when you see it, but then when I'm not like this, you're not gonna be able to tell. It's really strange. It's like magic. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go all the way down here. I know it seems wild, but you even look, now that I'm looking at you straight on, you can't even really see that line I just made. So I'm going that far out of the lip line. It seems weird, I know, but bear with me. So I'm gonna kind of go like this, and that is a whole mess. There we go. And I'm just gonna make a curve. I'm not taking this all the way to the outside, like all the way to the corner. I'm gonna do what we did with the top part of the lip, where this is where we're wanting the fullness. So that's where I'm overlining, but I'm not gonna overline anywhere else on the lip. I'm just gonna get down this curve. So if I had to like kind of give a length of the curve, for me, it's kind of looking like the length of the curve is straight down from the Cupid's bow, from the points of the Cupid's bow. So you can see here's a point here, and you pull it down. That's pretty much where I stopped. Same with the other side. My point is here, and that's pretty much where I stopped. So, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom lip that I did with the top, where I'm going to now connect this curve to the natural lip line on my lower lip, which I don't know all this crusty situation that's happening. This is disgusting. Okay, anyways, now that we're really awesome, and just start tapering it, airing it up to that natural lip line. What is going on here? This is just a little further out from the lip line than I was wanting, but it's gonna work out. So then I'm gonna go back into the center and blend this up, curve it up into the natural lip line. And sometimes having more product on the brush is actually more helpful, because when you have less product, it kind of gives more brush strokes. So you do want a good amount on the actual brush so you can get that line. If you hear pitter patter, my dog Bailey is outside of the room, the office, just pitter pattering like back and forth, back and forth. So that is where we're at. We're just refining the line. So I'm gonna show you where we're at now. You can kind of see, oh, see that? That needs to be worked out. Kind of like this dip. Can't really see it when it's straight on, but I still like to keep it clean if I can. So I'm gonna just round this out. Now we're just gonna fill it in. We're gonna fill in the lips. So I'm just gonna go in with the wand and fill in the lips. And I'm also gonna go over the work we did. So I'm gonna kind of go up to, not all the way up because you don't want to go outside of the lines and now mess up that perfect line we got. I'm just gonna fill it in. All right, so once we're done, here's an up close look of our lips. And I feel like, first of all, this pimple up here is throwing off my lip shape, but it is what it is. There's not much I can do about it now. But I'm gonna go in and I think I'm gonna even out. There's a little bit more fullness and roundness on this side than this side. So I'm gonna go in and attempt, without getting into an eyeliner moment, attempt to round it out to match. I'm gonna go in. I think that helped. Does that work? Does that help? Also, when you're using your brush, if you want help getting a steady hand, it helps to kind of, like what I did here is I rested my pinky. I'm resting my pinky, my outer pinky, on my chin. Like you can see here, I did it like this. And then I kind of went to go even it out. Also on this side, I did the same thing. Put my outer pinky down, just like rested it on my chin. Went in and did my line. That really, really helps get a sharp line. Same thing on the lower part. I'll just take my pinky once again, place it like on the tip of my pinky on my chin and do the line. That way my hand is resting on something. So I don't have just this free hand because I drink way too much coffee for that. I'd be like, oh, not get a straight line. The pinky is everything. Didn't realize that until I was like, wait, I'm putting my pinky on my face. Also, one other thing I wanted to mention before I get into different lip colors is if you still have some lines that are like crooked or you went outside the lines and it just isn't looking so good. There's a technique that I see a lot of people use to sharpen and clean up the lines of their liquid lipstick. And it's taking a concealer brush, like a little small concealer brush that's flat, and either using foundation or concealer. A lot of people use concealer, and dipping into concealer and then going across the lip line and just cleaning up the lip line if you want to do it that way. The only reason I'm not crazy about that technique and don't want to rely too much on it is, first of all, it can get a little messy. You can get it on the brush. You definitely have to wipe off the brush enough to make sure that all the pigment is off of it, because once you pick back up that concealer, the pigment can be pulled into the concealer and then it can definitely leave pink or red or whatever on your face. It's just not always the best. I find that it's a little messy, so I just prefer to try to get a straight line from the beginning. And then sometimes you can cut in too much into the lip line, which I've done before, and then you have to go back in with more lipstick, and it just can be a back and forth kind of thing. So I'm not really crazy about correcting it. Another thing I'm not crazy about with the concealer is sometimes the liquid lipstick is dried, especially if you're wearing a darker color of lipstick. You go with the concealer and it doesn't pull it. Instead, it just tries to cover it. And so now it just, if it's black lipstick, it just looks like a gray area on your lip and it's not actually picking up the color. So yes, you can go in with a makeup remover wipe or something and try to do that, or makeup remover and try to get that off. But for me, it's just easier to get the clean line from the beginning. And then yes, if I have to go in and touch maybe like a small, like if I have to go in here, like there's this little area that's bothering me. I don't have concealer on this, but if I had to go in, that's what I would do. Anyways, hopefully this video was helpful to you. I will link everything I can down in the description box. So I will link the lipstick, the lip brush, or if I can find something similar, if I can't find that exact brush. Also, I'll link the concealer brush if you're wanting something to clean up around the lip line if you're still struggling to get that straight, crisp line. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is how I apply my liquid lipstick and get my pouty, kind of rounder lip shape. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give this video a thumbs up. Say hey ghoul hey down in the comments, because you know I love talking to you. Also, let me know if you have any questions over anything in this video or wanted to add anything. That's totally fine too. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.